Welcome everyone. I forgot to press to go live, which is pretty stupid. Anyway, market just tanked and we weren't able to catch a trade. I was looking for shorts, but yeah, price just flew. But anyway, we still have a few hours into the session. We're still respecting this whole area. So yeah, we might see a push up and then a push down. We have to see and wait. We have taken out this trend line, which is, yeah, kind of risky now. But let's see what will happen next. Because this is a major news push, as we had this major news push over here. Respecting the demand, still support down below. Trend line is gone and swept. How many pips is it? Still could be interesting. We have to see and wait. We have to see and wait. This could be a setup. Would give us 11 pips to our stop loss. This is 1 to 2 risk to reward. It's risky. It's very risky. It's very risky. I mean, I personally love to wait to see if price wants to fill a bit of this imbalance over here. The entry would be right now. It's a B setup. It's not an A plus setup. I can see it melt though, but I don't want to be part of this this trade. It's not how I want to take it. Yo, welcome, welcome. This is not a trade that I want to take. That's for sure. Still respecting this area of, so I'm not taking this, I'm not in. I want to see if we see, for example, this bullish break of structure from this area of support, then another inducement, but I don't think it will happen. I think it will completely melt, and I personally hope that we get an inducement of buyers. But yeah, obviously there is a high opportunity and a high chance that we won't get it. Hourly demand is still respected. Let me put this away. You can see how fast it melted. We already expected it because I shared it with in the market updates with my community, that I was looking for shorts because of all that liquidity that was resting down below, being EU and GU in a huge daily demand area where, yeah, obviously loads of buyers will look for entries. We have to be a bit careful here, waiting for price to give us a potential entry, and it could be a little bit of a risky entry, or I mean not risky but aggressive. Where's that entry gone? Over here. So we have to see and wait. But we might see that price wants to do a bullish break of structure from the demand, from the support. This obviously will induce more buyers, and if we get more buyers in the market, we can go against those buyers. That's what we mainly do. But we have to take account of the fact that price is reacting from this area with liquidity above. So yeah, it's more of a 50-50 now. We have to, yeah, really. Oh wow, Paige, that's nice. Yeah, I mean the sell on top was pretty solid. I was way too late, so yeah, pretty effed up on that one. But we'll look for re-entries. We'll reconsider anything. I hope it fills some of that imbalance over here. Looking how GU is reacting from this area of demand as well. I really love that. But it's pretty aggressive. It's pretty aggressive. Really have to see that bullish break of structure, inducement of buyers, and then we can look for potentially to go short. Open up. let's see. If you got any questions whatsoever, obviously feel free to put it in the live chat. Happy to go over. But Paige, part of the VIP, obviously already in the short, which is very clean. I was just too late. It just went off, which happens. Anyway, I hope that price wants to come up again, do a little bit more of inducements, and we can check if we can find another entry. Because if we look on Geo, for example, we can see that the market has been bearish internally for quite some time. There's so much liquidity over here, and even if we look on EU on the higher time frame, we have a huge ass area of support down this daily demand area. And if we have support down the demand area, this obviously shows us that there is loads of liquidity down below the target. If we grab that liquidity, we might can see and look if price wants to go up again. Now let's see if price wants to induce. It potentially will. We need to see that bullish break of structure. We need to see that bullish break of structure, because that's the real inducement there. That's the real inducement. Still risky with everything that's up there, but well, obviously GU shows us where it wants to go, right? How is it reacting from a potential fib area? Oof, almost in that fib area. And if price comes into that fib area, more buyers will come in, because the Fibonacci is just another liquidity pool. If you have watched my YouTube videos, you will understand why. Well, the market is tanking, that's obvious. We need to see the bullish break of structure at the minimum to induce more. Hi Rob, good to have you here. I'm not into this trade, be aware, I'm not in the trade. I'm waiting for an inducement from the demand, from the support, to get more buyers in, because look at price action, right? We have a low over here, we have a high, we have a bullish break of structure. Price is coming in that last area of supply, which also happens to be a support area, and from this area it's slowly starting to step up bullish. This is inducing more buyers, right? Everyone thinks the market has done its retracement. Price is in a daily demand area. We did have a 50% equilibrium or whatsoever. Let's check how it's going. Yeah, it even tapped in the golden pocket. This gives me more and more reason to go short, because Fibonacci traders always will look for entries, long entries in this case, when price comes into a daily demand, plus it comes into the golden pocket of the fib. And this is just another liquidity pool. This gives me loads of certainty that the market will continue to go down, but I'm not so sure if we will find an entry. Really need to see price doing that bullish break of structure. Page, I de-risked after the middle of the Asian liquidity swept to the respected high. Yeah, I think that's a smart thing to do, And your entry is up here, so well, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Let's see if we can catch something together. That would be very nice. Be very nice, but we have to see I have to see a bullish inducement. I need more buyers in, more strategies to go long, so we have more power to go short, because well, we all know what happens if everyone goes long. The market obviously mainly goes short and dumps on all those early buyers. And that's just how the market runs, how the market works. It's the market machines, the algorithms, they are built to trap people into the market. It's just how it goes. Let me see if it's respected. Yeah, respect the low, pushing up right now. If there are any questions whatsoever, definitely put them in the live chat. I'm happy to go over them. DXY. What's gold doing? Gold just took out some liquidity. Risky. Still an area of support here. Need that to be swept at the minimum. Sweep. Go. We have grabbed this liquidity, which is, yeah, not the cleanest. Do we have trend line over here as well? Yeah, that's lining up. That's lining up. So we have trend line and support. If price wants to come down once again, you might look for an entry on gold to be long, but we have to induce more traders in, obviously. Slowing down. Slowing down over here. Need to see that inducement, otherwise, fuck it. If we don't break bullish and we keep respecting this little 1 minute bearish range, and we sweep this little support, yeah, there is always a chance that price wants to go against us, and that can easily be happening here. So yeah, be aware that, yeah, shorting from this low will be very risky, although we have more areas of liquidity down below, but the whole risk to reward goes off a bit more. It will be more of a gamble if price wants to come to here. But anyway, we need bullish inducements, like I'm always saying, right? That's the main key. This is not an entry for me. This is not an entry. We are currently sweeping. You can even argue price is coming for this demand. If GU takes this liquidity as well, which is it's about to do, to be honest. Let's see. We can potentially look for, yeah. Longs would be very risky, to be honest, but I can see the market pushing up again. Because bearish break of structure took out all those buyers. Right now it's waiting for price to induce more, coming up to fill this imbalance potentially. But I'm not risking any of my own money on that gamble, so to say, because it's more of a gamble than a calculated risk, if you ask me. And look, if the market goes without us, it's completely fine. We are here to be patient, waiting for that perfect setup to form, the perfect setup to come. And yeah, there's just no need for me to chase anything, to be honest. We have to wait and see. How GU is dumping, it's quite crazy. We can see those differences when the US has that government shutdown and the rest of the world just continues. You can see that the impact on the GU news is just so high. We normally don't see this huge as dumps on GBP news, but now it really dumps. CPI news higher, 0.2% higher. Insane. That's why we dump. That's why we dump. Did we overlook something on the support? Is there an area of support still? Could argue that this is the whole support, so we are still respecting the support. We have to be flexible in our way of thinking. Demand is gone, that's for sure. Structure still stepping up though. Yeah. I think more sellers will come into this area, so this feels trappy. Don't want to be part of a bear trap, that's for sure. Alert on gold. Crazy how price is melting, crazy, to be honest. Page had a very nice and clean entry from over here, and if I was, yeah, if I was on, I might catch this entry as well. Only thing is that it's so aggressive that slippage will, yeah, wreck you. Insane, that push. Just crazy. Look how it's coming into a demand, pushes up, give buyers the illusion the price wants to go higher. They're entering in all these little pushes, they're entering on longs. What happens? They take them out. Liquidity is there, it's very obvious, and you can see just how the market is manipulating all those traders in for both sides. That's why we need to be patient. We need to be very aware of what's happening and how we can adjust to those market conditions and get the best trade possible. For now, it's just waiting. Waiting for a bit, waiting for some time. You have still 1.5 hours in this session. Anything can happen. We might get an entry, we might not get an entry, right? We don't know. Bitcoin doing huge support on Bitcoin. Seeing this swept, potentially more support on Bitcoin. This could be very nice. Like, we have a resistance area over here. That resistance is turned into support over here. I do believe that if Bitcoin wants to go higher, it has to grab this liquidity and then move up, right? It's just easy. Trend line has been gone over there. There's even more liquidity. We are being very precise, more support over there. So price has to grab support, at minimum, has to take liquidity to get enough volume to push again. That's how the markets work, right? We need volume, we need power. Sweep of demand over here. Little push up. Liquidity is clearly on top. But entering on these certain areas with this imbalance is just risky, in my opinion. I put it on invert scale sometimes because, yeah, look, I'm better at looking at longs than I'm looking at shorts. So that's why I'm, yeah, preferably sometimes use the invert scale. It just puts the whole chart upside down, gives you another view on the market, can be very helpful. All right, we have that bullish break of structure. Remember, we are on the invert scale bullish break of structure. So liquidity is built up and potentially taken from early sellers. It has been grabbed. Buyers are getting induced. What do we get? We get a smart money trap over here. Potentially trap, I must say. But would love to see the market to push a bit more up. Potentially grab trend line. Equals on the DXY, it's the hourly looking. Look, potential short idea, price comes in to this trap area, does a 1 minute bullish break of structure or another form of liquidity, when we break then this area short over there. So that could be a possibility. That's why one of my 1 minute entry confirmations. I will stay on for a few minutes longer and then I will move to the VIP section of my Discord to go and continue on this live trading session with my VIP. If you want to join, pretty easy. There's a link down below in this on this live stream where there is a link to my Discord, but also a link to my Whop. So yeah, if you're keen to join, yeah, let me know. You can just easily join. If not, also good. Discord overall is free. Also some solid information over there. I must say I don't like how GU is looking, being completely honest, because we have took this low, we have took this demand area. We need to check how it is. Ooh, it just stepped into that golden pocket of the FIB. That is nice, that is nice. Okay. Higher time frame narrative shows me that price just wants to go lower. It's easy, that's what I see. So potentially I'm going to look for a short. It's, well, it's a bit tricky if it's an A plus setup, but it's definitely an A setup. So we can, if we enter, potentially enter with half a risk on this trade. Yeah, we have to be a bit more sure on that one, but it's looking pretty clean. And that's why we use 1 minute entry confirmation. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. It's obviously that easy, right? If there are any questions though, put them in the live chat. Happy to go over them as always. Yeah, we honestly we could see an aggressive push up because there are no early buyers in anymore. I mean, there are people buying from that, again, golden pocket FIB area where, yeah, I mean, loads and loads of traders has a high belief system in the Fibonacci, which is nonsense. If you believe that the Fibonacci tool is true, then you're just naive, because, well, if the big banks, if the hedge funds and institutions know that other people go in on golden FIB areas, well, if they know, they are here to grab your money, not to give you money, right? So they create those areas, they create liquidity, they create support and resistance, they create fair value gaps, they create everything in order to get you into a trade to grab the money that's on the table. That's how it works. Very interesting though, to understand it. Okay, we can adjust this a little bit, which is nice. Now we have this area 5 minute over here. If it comes for this liquidity, takes the liquidity, we have this area of support, but could become support resistance flip. We need to see a little bit of a reaction from that area to confirm it. If we get it, comes up, breaks down, comes into this 5 minute area of demand. What do I need to see from price? Is price coming up, down, bullish break, entry short, expecting the market to tank, right? It's that easy. Don't mind my drawings because they're not the most beautiful. We get some form of a reaction close to that resistance, which is interesting. Oh, look at that. All right, it tapped into that area. It's like I told you, there is no coincidence here. Markets tend to do this. We need to take this liquidity. If we do and come down into this area, we clearly and definitely can look for a potential short area. Short. That's my game plan. That's my game plan. Need to take this liquidity. If we don't grab this liquidity, I don't give a F. I'm not taking it. That's consistency, that's discipline, and that's how we run these markets and be profitable. If it's not happening, I don't give a damn, we're not entering. Because look what's been happening. If we just go on with the FIP, where is price? It just stepped into that golden pocket, right? That golden pocket area, tapped into resistance, close to trend line. Imagine how many early sellers are already get in. We need to wick them out, take that liquidity, and look at the power of this movement, right? If we grab, take all this liquidity, then move down, then we have confirmation the price wants to go lower. Easy. Other than that, I don't give a damn, not entering. Let's see how it's looking on invert scale. We might even get a better entry. We might even get a better entry. If the price comes into this area, I'm not looking for shorts. We need to grab that liquidity, as said. But guys, I will end the live stream here and we'll move on to a live call with the VIP, a live trading session, as I do this every day. I stayed on a little bit longer. Let's see if we can catch a trade with the VIP. I'm pretty sure we can. We just have to wait for confirmations to line up. I want to thank you for everyone for being here, and see you all tomorrow on the new live stream. Thanks for watching and cheers.